Hey y'all, what is good? Welcome back to Mo Life. If you're new, welcome. My name is Morgan. On this channel, we talk about life, love, health, relationships, all that good stuff. If you're returning, welcome back. Today, I want to hop on a topic. Well, first of all, happy 2024. I haven't made a video since last year. So, welcome into the new year. One thing I do want to say too is that I purposely make these videos with like no filter, no makeup. I think a lot of us get so used to seeing, I'm not an influencer and I don't want to be one, but I think we get so used to seeing influencers with like their face beat, hair done, skin flawless. This is me. I'm breaking out. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm still gonna get on here and speak to y'all. So I want to normalize normal people speaking without all the extra hubbub going on. I'm gonna just say that. But the topic for today's video is stop having casual sex in 2024 and beyond. I made a similar video talking about the negative impacts of casual sex in my soul tie video. Somehow that got like over 100,000 views. Shout out to y'all. So I'm gonna make a different video just talking about the general negative impacts of casual sex. And we're gonna address soul ties, but we're also gonna go into some other things as well. So buckle up, let's go. So to begin, I am going to talk about this concept of soul ties and what it is. So a soul tie, another word for a tie is a knot, a bond, something that connects you with somebody else. A tie, literally the definition of a tie is to attach or fasten someone or something with a string or similar cord, restrict or limit someone to a particular situation, occupation, or place. These soul ties are connecting you with every single person that you're having sex with, protected or unprotected. So this is spoken a lot about in religious context. If you want to get into the Bible, it's seen in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. What? Know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. So what this means is that when you have sex with somebody, you two are joining together. You're entering into a union. That's why sex is meant for marriage. If you look for in a biblical context, it's because you're literally becoming one with that person. Whether it's a one-night stand, whether it's a long-term relationship, whether it's friends with benefits and y'all just got freaky one day. No, you are combining at all four levels: mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical. And that's what makes sex such a strong emotional bonding thing. It's not something light. It's not something that's just spoken about in songs and should be taken lightly. It's a very serious thing, and you're giving yourself to somebody else. You're literally giving them a part of you. Like, here, take it. I just met you at the club. I don't know you, but here's a very sacred part of me. That's essentially what you're doing. It's no bueno. And I want to make this very clear that whether you believe it's happening or not, it's happening. This isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, well, I can just like block it. If I don't believe it's true, it doesn't impact me. It's not true at all. The truth is the truth, whether somebody chooses to acknowledge it or not. And this is one of those instances. It's also documented scientifically what happens to our brains when we have sex with people. There is a neurotransmitter in your brain when you have sex called oxytocin that gets released. This is known as a bonding chemical. It is bonding you with that person. Soul tie, soul bond, bonding, tying together. Do you see the correlation? Oxytocin is a hormone and a neurotransmitter that is linked to connectedness and trust. It is released during sex and promotes feelings of intimacy and bonding. Again, this chemical is being released, whether it is a relationship or a one-night stand or whoever this person is. And that's why we often feel connected to somebody even if we, don't know them that well, but we're physically intimate with them. According to Dr. Navneet Magan, I'm going to post all of my references to below in the description below. This brain hormone may more commonly be known as the cuddle hormone. In their review published in the Indian Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism, oxytocin in the brain and heightens users' feelings of trust and intimacy, even among complete strangers. This explains why partners often make time to snuggle for a few moments after finishing. This is what your brain chemistry is doing. You cannot control it. It's happening, whether you want it to or not. I'm going to reiterate this. When you have sex with somebody, you're combining with them physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're exchanging DNA. You're exchanging saliva. You're exchanging bodily fluids. You're giving them a part of you and you're receiving them. All the traits they have, they're downloading them into you. All the traits you have, you're trading them with them. It's an interaction, giving and taking. And especially if you don't know that person that well and you're just allowing them into your sacred space, you have no idea what you're inviting in. I'm not going to get any deeper into soul ties, but keep that in mind, okay? Another reason to stop having casual sex is because it's nasty. It's nasty. STDs are a thing, okay? People are out here, they're not getting tested, they're doing things raw, and they're bouncing back and forth between partners without getting tested and without asking somebody before you have sex with them. People aren't asking, can I see your STD results? No one's doing that, okay? We're just out here, not we, but people are just out here doing this stuff, and it's unhealthy. According to the CDC, there are record high STDs threatening millions of Americans. From 2016 to 2020, STDs have overall increased by 11%. And that's in 2020, and it's 2024 now, so I'm assuming it's increased since then. Gonorrhea has increased by 45%. Syphilis has increased by 52%. Herpes, my God. I went out for New Year's and my coworker was like, who are you gonna kiss at midnight? And I said, nobody. 1 in 5 people have herpes. I was wrong. It's more than that. According to the CDC, 50 to 80% of US adults have oral herpes. It's incurable. I'm not sitting here judging anybody because it could be genetic. It could be, from whatever. Be safe. Do not kiss random strangers, let alone have sex with random strangers and have all this casual sex because you don't know what they have, okay? And stop trusting everybody. Oh, they seem nice. That doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's nasty. Make sure you get tested. Make sure you're asking somebody before if you're going to have intercourse with somebody, make sure you ask them, can I please see a recent record of your negative STD results? If they get mad at you, if they try to come at you like, what's your problem? You doing too much. That tells you all you need to know. That is a responsible, healthy thing to request from somebody that you're going to be intimate with. And if they don't want to give that to you, that's a red flag in and of itself. I'm not even going to get into that, but people are nasty. That's it. Another reason to stop having casual sex is because it negatively impacts your mental health. So I think a lot of times people engage in this behavior because it's trendy, everyone else is doing it, hookup culture with all these online dating apps. It's just easy, it's accessible, people are lonely, people are horny, and they're like, well, this is an easy way to fix both of these problems. But short-term satisfaction can oftentimes lead to long-term destruction. There are a lot of negative things that can impact there are a lot of things about casual sex that will negatively impact your mental health. And I'm going to read these again, word for word. My resources are in the description below. But people have studied this. Psychology Today has a whole article about how casual sex can affect our mental health. Common reactions include regret, disappointment, confusion, embarrassment, guilt, and low self-esteem. Although other individuals certainly report feeling proud, nervous, excited, feelings tend to be more positive before and during a hookup and more negative afterwards. So the buildup, the excitement, the rush, all that happens before, and then once you finish, it's kind of like, ugh. That's the kind of the feeling that's being described. They also found that people who engaged in more hookups had greater psychological distress. College students who recently engaged in casual sex reported lower levels of self-esteem, life satisfaction, and happiness compared to those who had not had casual sex in the past month. And students who recently engaged in hookups had higher distress scores, as indicated by levels of depression and anxiety. For both men and women, true hookup sex with a casual stranger rather than romantic partner or friends with benefits seemed to bode poorly for mental health and self-esteem. Okay? Listen. Take that in and stop doing it. Another reason why it's not good is that it could reveal to you that you have very weak sexual discipline. Why are you unable to say no? Why are you taking advantage of it whenever it's in front of you? Why do you feel the need to act on your bodily desires all of the time? You are not just your body. We are a spirit, we are a soul, and a human vessel. Yes, we have physical needs, but we are not just our physical body. And so by you giving in to these fleshly desires, you're betraying your spirit, you're betraying your soul to satisfy your body for a temporary amount of time. Again, in the Bible, Galatians chapter 5, verse 16, I say then, walk in the spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary to one another, so that you do not do the things that you wish. But if you are led by the spirit, and you are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, and it goes on to lead other ones as well. This is what I'm saying, is that your flesh and your spirit are opposing forces sometimes, because what your spirit wants for you for your highest good is going to go against what your fleshly desires are. And so this is the constant battle of choosing the right thing, right? Adultery is cheating on your spouse. Fornication is having sex before marriage. These things are spoken about in the Bible as literally fulfilling your fleshly desires and taking away from your spirit. It's weakening your spirit by doing this, which leads into weak sexual discipline and can impact you in more than one way. Another reason why we should stop doing it is that sex is glorified for what? Now, some people might be out here married having amazing sex. Happy for y'all. But how many songs, poems, movies, music videos are glorifying, sexualizing yourself, sexualizing women, sexualizing men, making sex the center of whatever's going on? And then how long does the actual act last? Is it even good? Let's go back to some research here. In a study of heterosexual encounters, only 50 to 70% of women reported having an orgasm compared to 95% of men. That's terrible. Research shows in a committed relationship, only 70% of women report orgasm, but with casual partners, the rate is just 49%. So not only are people going out here and having casual sex and it's hurting their spirit, hurting their mental health, it doesn't even feel good. If half of the women aren't even finishing, I digress. Also, like the previous article said, you feel good in the moment and then afterwards you feel negative. So you had it, it was exciting, maybe it was whatever, but like, now what? Now maybe you just gave up how many months of abstinence for a casual hookup. Now you just gave your body to a complete stranger. What? Because you were drunk? Because it felt fun in the moment? Because you wanted to be funky and I'm in my 20s and in my 30s and this is my time to live? No. It's your time to value your body and value what you have and not just give it out to anybody, especially if they haven't shown that they deserve it, that they respect you, that they honor you, all those things. At the end of the day, it does take a level of discipline, especially if you're in a position where it's easily accessible or it's very easy for you to get that if you want it. Discipline is a muscle. It takes time to build, and it takes time to tell yourself and to believe like, hey, I'm better than this. My body and my spirit and my soul deserve more than just casual hookups. I want to preserve my energy. I don't want to just give myself out to anybody just to say that I did it, just say that I can. One man that I consistently listen to and who has honestly changed my life, and I highly recommend that y'all tap in with him, is Tony Gaskins. And he speaks a lot about this spiritual warfare and this idea that we're being attacked spiritually, which means that it's not like our bodies are in danger. It's a matter of our spirit and our souls being challenged and us having to have the strength to make the right decisions in those moments. And so in this instance of, fornication, adultery, having sex casually, he speaks about preparing for the spiritual warfare by putting yourself in the situation before it happens mentally and thinking about what you would do to get out of it. So for example, let's say that you're single and you're dating and you are waiting, like you're abstaining from sex, and you are concerned that there's going to be a point when a man or woman that you're dating is going to try to have sex with you. So what you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in that situation. Okay, we just finished dinner, now we're in the car talking, and he asked me if we want to go back to his place, and I don't want to. I know that's not, what I want to do, and it's going to put me in a bad situation. But okay, what if he does this? And then what if he starts touching my leg? And then what if we start kissing? And then what if I start feeling X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, oh, do I really care that much? Put yourself in that position of feeling all those feelings that you would feel in real life, and then make an exit plan for yourself. What would you say? What would you do? Hey, I'm not interested in doing that right now. I'm not ready for that. Respectfully, I'm going to have to decline X, Y, and Z. Practice what you're going to say. Say it out loud. Do these things so when you're in the moment, you already know what to do to get yourself out of it. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Prepare for what you know that you're going to face and figure out how you can get out of it. So when you're in the moment, you don't choke, you don't fold. It's like, no, I'm going to stand on business. These are my values. These are my principles. And this is exactly how I'm going to speak to get out of the situation. And I'm going to say this. Stop going on dates in your random parking lots and talking in a car. Stop going by the lake. Stop doing that. Stop going over to their house to watch movies, to watch the game, to chill. Stop putting yourself in a position where these things could happen. It's called preventative practice. You are preventative, so you avoid the thing even happening in the first place. Okay? Stop making excuses for it. Stop telling yourself, oh, I can be strong enough. Like, if that happens, like, I can just say no, or we can just, stop. The body is weak. The flesh is weak. If you put it in a position to fold, it's probably going to fold. And so you have to be smart enough and have enough whereabouts within you to be like, you know what? I'm not even going to allow that to get to that point. Okay? So, I'm saying all this to say this. Casual sex has taken over this generation in this society right now, and it's hurting us. It's making us sick. It's not good for our long-term anything. And I want to say this as well, is I think we live in a culture where it's very much like, well, if it makes you happy, if it makes them happy, who am I to say anything about it? I want you to consider this. If you truly love somebody and you truly want the best for them, why would you allow them to engage in behavior that's going to hurt them in the long run? If somebody says that eating cookies every day makes them really, really happy, according to society's, perception of, oh, if that makes them happy, let them do it. If they eat cookies every day, they're going to gain weight, they're going to get diabetes, and it's going to lead to their long-term dis-ease. If you loved a person, you would love them enough to be like, hey, I love you. I'm glad that those things make you happy, but I'm concerned for how it's going to impact you in the long run. Same way with this casual sex, casual hookup stuff. Hey, I understand that you might think that this is helping you right now. Maybe it's validating you. Maybe it's making you feel good, making you feel wanted. But I think that there's deeper things that you need to fix, and that I'm concerned that this behavior is going to hurt you in the long run. Whether it's a disease, whether it's an unwanted baby, whether it's, you're interacting with people that you shouldn't be interacting with. You never know. You never know. And I'm just here to tell you that please reconsider it. Please don't do it. I'm going to just say it like that. And I say it out of love. I say it because I know that it's not what's best, and that, how do I say this? Saying this to say this is that there's certain morals and there's certain principles and there's certain character that are important and will lead to a certain outcome in life. And if you have these principles and you have these characters, stand on it, be about it, and watch your life change when you stop giving your energy and yourself to things and situations that don't deserve it and aren't ultimately bringing you to your highest good. Okay? So, that's all for this video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Send this to somebody that you think that it could help. And also, I want y'all to comment about your own experiences. I know that I'm not the only person that feels this way, but it feels like so many people in my age are so afraid to speak up and stand on something. So I'm going to speak on it and I'm going to stand on it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about it as well. So thank you very much, and I will catch y'all next time.